Three
Allumage du
arms going.
triétage. À tous de DDO, attention pour le décompte final. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top, décollage. Tous les paramètres sont normaux.
Soyuz lifting off beautifully from French Guiana, beginning her 1,813th mission and her 6th from her new home here. Fine shots, always impressive, no matter how many times you see Soyuz powering into the sky over French Guiana. Now, you know it's been raining all week here, but the skies cleared for the liftoff just this afternoon, giving us a fine view of things, as you can see. We're heading east, all out over the Atlantic. All is perfect on board, Amy Sipi is saying. 313 tons at liftoff. That's less than half the mass of the Ariane 5. Remember, Soyuz is complementary, not a competitor to Ariane 5. She's lifting one satellite, a payload weighing 2 tons. Ariane 5 can lift 10 tons. The boosters and the second stage are burning now. The boosters, there are 4 boosters, they make up the first stage. The boosters weigh 45 tons each. Total mass 178 tons. The second, or the core stage, is similar to the boosters. Its ignition occurred on the launch pad, as you saw. All is
Tous les paramètres à bord sont normaux.
Normal on board, the DDO is saying. We're coming up on separation of the boosters. That's something you'll probably be able to see because the visibility is so good. And you'll hear Amy Sip call out, that looks like deseparation. See the 4 boosters, the 4 points of light falling away from the main point of light, which continues to burn, which is the second stage. And the DDO has called out confirmation of the booster separation. Everything functioning beautifully. You can see the boosters twinkling on the left-hand side of the vapor trail there as Soyuz continues her journey eastward across the Atlantic. The boosters will fall back into the Atlantic. Coming up on separation of the fairing in about a minute. That's the next milestone. You're watching the final Ariane space mission of the year. It's the 40th payload for ESA, launched by Ariane Space, and the 25th satellite dedicated to science and the study of the universe. The 3rd Ariane Space launch for ESA this year. We launched 1 each of the Ariane family, Proba 5 on Vega in May, ATV-5 on Ariane in June, and tonight. And Timo is back. You are grinning from ear to ear. How was it out there?
I hope I can speak. It is such an emotional moment.
Really? 7 years working on the project, and you finally see her leaving the Earth?
Yeah, and it was like rising the sun, and you get first the light, and then you see the separation of the boosters.
You saw separation of the boosters, because we saw it here on the screen. It was very clear.
And it was also visible from the balcony, and they were twinkling like small stars. It was impressive.
And the noise?
The noise was coming later because we are, of course, quite a distance away from the...
Yeah, you get the delay.
You get the delay.
So what impressed you the most? It was the light, I guess, huh?
I think it's the light and also the speed. The speed, how it goes, crosses the sky. And luckily we had clear skies. It was a beautiful moment.
Very good. Moment of live TV there. Take a minute and look on the upper left-hand part of your screen. You see the cursor crawling up the curve there. There are actually 2 curves. One is the planned trajectory of Soyuz, and the other is the real-time trajectory. As long as they're superimposed one on another, we're right where we should be. Below that, you can see, half of it seems cut off on my screen, but maybe you can see a little better, altitude, and on the very bottom, vitesse. Vitesse is speed. You can see our altitude, 139 kilometers, and on the very bottom, 3.47 kilometers per second, which is our speed. We've had fairing separation coming up on third stage burn. One particularity of the Soyuz vehicle, whereas with Ariane, we separate the lower stage before igniting the upper stage. Soyuz does just the opposite. You saw that third stage ignited 2 seconds before.
Séparation du bloc A.
Here we go.
Largage de la section arrière.
Yeah, all these confirmations of the separation of the second stage and ignition of the third stage coming in with a bit of delay, which is quite normal because of the time the telemetry takes to come in. You see the exposed gold box on the right, that is Gaia, exposed to the elements. Under that is the third stage, and